little test right here. I think that's actually what it is when I actually started talking there.
What when?
That little, we're doing an experiment right now. Calm down, people. Um, that little in bottom right hand corner where it's green. When that
Yeah.
turns green, that's when I think it is. Anyway.
Well, actually, if you looked at the if you looked at the delay, I think it was the that's going on, and then I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Well, yeah.
No, we won't. Anyway, how you doing, YouTube? We're back with one more review. One more review for tonight. And this has been a beer that's been kind of like traversed a couple times.
Yeah.
It just
This is like the kind of like always the bridesmaid, never the bride,
Never the bride.
kind of a beer.
kind of beer because I've wanted to review it for a while because I've had a few Lickinghole Creek beers and I've enjoyed them. But it's also a beer that I guess we've all gotten really drunk and decided not to open it because we kind of wanted to enjoy it maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, but we're doing the chocolate or coffee chocolate. Was it Decadence Imperial Chocolate Stout from Lickinghole Creek? Little background on Lickinghole Creek. Oddly enough, they're one of the first breweries to follow me on my Instagram, and I always found a little like tongue-in-cheek chuckle at it because Lickinghole Creek is just a fantastically funny name for a brewery.
Especially from the town they're in. Good old Goochland, Virginia.
Yeah, you gotta love that Goochland. Gotta give it up for the Gooch. And they followed me, and I was like, that's a funny name for a brewery. Hope these guys make it. And lo and behold, a year and a half, 2 years later, they are king shit of fuck mountain, and people love their beers and go bonkers for them. So yeah, good for those fucking guys. Now, as far as what it says on this actual beer and what we'll be drinking, it says Virginia's Farm Brewery, Lickinghole Creek Craft Brewery, coffee, chocolate, decadence, Imperial Chocolate Stout, 60 IBUs, bottle conditioned, Lickinghole Creek Craft Brewery, Goochland, Virginia. It says here on the side, it says Lickinghole Creek is a farm brewery producing hops, barley, and beer on 290 acres in the heart of Virginia. Lickinghole Creek is a water-conscious brewery. We brew with well water drawn from deep. Our wastewater is purified on site and returned clean to the Lickinghole Creek watershed. Our name pays homage to Little Lickinghole Creek, which runs through the farm's rolling hills. Since pre-colonial times, the creek has been known as the Licking Hole, where wildlife stopped to drink from the nourishing waters. May the tradition continue. As far as the beer itself, it says coffee, chocolate, decadence, imperial stout is the combination of hundreds of pounds of chocolate malts from all over the world, ridiculous amounts of South American grown cocoa nibs, and actual cocoa nibs, not cacao nibs, and delicious coffee roast in Richmond, Virginia. Decadence is defined as an unrestrained or excessive self-indulgence. Coffee, chocolate, decadence, imperial stout is a liquid embodiment of the sentiment. Wake up to the new decadence. Yeah. Label-wise, it's fucking awesome. I like to get these guys. The branding, the name, the whole nine. It's fucking hilarious. Now, where'd you get this beer?
I got this from a friend of mine who I believe got it either from the brewery or somewhere in Virginia. And this was a friend from school. And it was kind of like, again, just to start this beer's life, we didn't drink this at a bottle share. You know, it
So
was
it's
kind of
just
like
been traveling
it's
around
just
the
been
whole
kind of
time.
traveling around ever since.
Awesome story.
Oh yeah, just if you gotta cut it short, just stop. Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, leave me wanting more. I hope this will leave me wanting way more. So yeah, there we go. Good little pour in this sucker. I mean, yeah. What does it look like? Oh yeah, it looks like a stout. Yeah, super creaminess. I mean, it's not even funny. It's like gravity-defying creaminess, and you pour it and you actually see it. It's like shoots up on the edge. Just north of khaki, just like malted malt ball, rich, deep, dark malted malt ball kind of head to it. And then actually, I would say it's a little bit lighter than what you'd typically expect in a stout. When I poured it, you'd actually see through it. It's pretty light brown. You're not going to gather much light from it to begin with, especially in these snubby kind of tulips. But it's not the darkest stout in the history of mankind. Does it matter? I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't really pour like that motor oil
kind of
imperial stout that you sometimes do get.
Your nose on the sucker. Really nice.
That's real nice.
Chocolate, to me, it's more chocolate than coffee, but they're both there, and it's nice and balanced and rounded. It's not very abrupt or biting. It's just a rich, deep, almost like a chocolate covered kind of coffee vibe.
Yeah, it's a pretty even keel for me between the chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, it's like coffee, roast, and chocolate. I would separate them into three different things because they're all pretty damn nice. There's a richness. There's sweetness and there's richness. If that makes any sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it is a difference.
in a weird way, this smells like if you dialed Chocolate Manifesto way down, aroma wise.
See, I get a totally different vibe from this. For me, Chocolate Manifesto is more of a kind of like it's actually the argument I'm making, sweet versus rich. Like
Mhm.
that's like Chocolate Manifesto is a sweet cherry cordial kind of milkshakey vibe. Whereas this is more of that kind of
It's
like a
as
caramelized, cooked down, kind of
yeah,
reduced kind of.
as I'm smelling it now, I'm kind of gonna take that back. This does smell more like kind of in a sense like real chocolate, whereas Chocolate Manifesto sometimes kind of gets like almost like a fake kind of like Nesquik
Well, it has that
kind of
I
vibe.
believe they throw heaping helpings of lactose in
Yeah.
fucking Chocolate Manifesto, so that's gonna kind of give it that kind of milkshakey vibe for me. This is more of like, this smells like if you were to make a chocolated brownie kind of
Mhm.
thing, where it's like it's more dark and rich as opposed to sweet and creamy milky. So, but it smells awesome, is what it fucking smells
Yeah, it
like.
does.
Let's fucking drink this motherfucker. You're a bride today, bridesmaid motherfucker. That's delicious.
Yeah, it is. That's real good.
That's delicious. Way creamier than I thought it was gonna be. It's like super creamy. The coffee is old school non. It's got to be non-cold brew coffee. It has to be old school coffee
Yeah.
because it has a decent bitteriness to it. But the bitteriness there is a good kind of bitterness, and I dig it. It kind of plays off the chocolate, which is semi-sweet to almost like a baker's chocolate. So you expect it to be with the coffee and the chocolate and how robust and creamy it is. You expect it to be overtly sweet, but it's not.
No,
It's not even
not at
close
all.
to being overtly sweet.
And it's got like I'm not a huge fan of like an overtly roast character in a stout, and that this isn't happening at all. It has like the perfect amount of roasted character that I like,
Yeah,
or the perfect amount for me, I should say.
yes, to me the roast is pretty robust, but it's a good kind of roast. Some people confuse kind of semi burntness with roast. Um, I dig this. Like I like my coffee with cream and sugar. Yes, I know, fucking blasphemy,
And
but
I'm right there with you.
yeah, but this is typically you're talking about overt roast in a dark beer. It broaches that kind of bittering, non-creamed, non-sweetened coffee for
Yeah.
me. This doesn't. It does have those super roasts, and it does have that kind of dark, non-cream coffee vibe to me. But there's enough kind of creaminess there to kind of just a little bit of cream. You know what I mean? Enough to kind of keep that bitterness at check, to where it actually just makes it a really good fucking beer, or coffee, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, there's huge coffee in there. I thought it was gonna be more chocolate in the mouth than actual coffee. For me, it's more coffee in the mouth and then
Same here.
chocolate.
Coffee's kind of dominating the show.
And it's probably a combination of that coffee and roasted chocolate malts.
Mm.
The combination of that coffee roast and roasted malt. Just a really good fucking beer.
Real good.
You know?
I'm really looking forward to cracking open the. I'm not gonna say the full name because it's redundant. The Chai Virginia Black Bear.
Yeah. Yeah, I better be there. Um, yeah, no, this is a really good fucking beer. Like I said, this is I've had quite a few licking holes. Well, that's funny to say. Um, uh, yeah, I have had a few of those, quite a few actually.
You're not an Archer fan, but
But
amazing.
but this is the first one I reviewed, and it's a really nice beer. I've had a couple of their barrel age offerings, I had a couple of their base offerings, and every time just absolutely great beers across the board from what I've had. I'm pretty sure 99% of what they do is in 750s, at least what leaves the brewery.
They do. I think it's either 750s like this or cans.
And I'd really like to try their canned stuff, their smaller stuff, to see where they land on that end of the spectrum. Because everything I have had has been a bigger beer, a huger beer. But it's yeah. If this is what they're doing up top, I can imagine what they're doing at this lower
I've
end of the
had
spectrum.
one of their smaller beers. For the life of me, I couldn't tell you what it is, but I remember liking it. I remember being impressed by it.
Yeah, so I mean, just to recap, just roast out the fucking wazoo
Yeah.
in a really good way because like I said, it's old school in style. It's got that bittering going on, but it works. Heaping helpings of chocolate, but again, it's like kind of like a dark baker's chocolate, where there's not a ton of sweetness. I do get a kind of creaminess there that almost makes me think that there might be a dash of lactose in here, but I'm not quite sure. But it's creamy enough to where it kind of offsets that bitterness, and it fucking works for me. The body's awesome, the beer's awesome, everything's good.
Yes.
There you go. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better. I'm gonna go chocolate Imperial stouts I've had in a while because it definitely. I don't want to put it in just the base Imperial stout lights. Chocolate Imperial stout or coffee Imperial stout. Let's say that. Yes, absolutely yes.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of your coffee Imperial stouts, your chocolate Imperial stouts tend to be of a barrel aged variety.
Also, given the time that's been on this, because I picked this, I got this probably in December, and I don't know
How long they had it?
how long. Well, like I kind of have a rough idea, but I don't remember how long my friend had it.
Yep. But yeah, absolutely great beer. One of the better ones I've had in quite a while. Value and availability, no idea what their beers
I
were.
don't know whether I just cut. I was pretty much handed it.
Yeah.
Just here you go.
And just skip to the end if you like what we like this. If you like coffee beers, if you like chocolate beers, if you like well-made stouts, then just cut actually to the straight cheese. If you like good beer, if you like good beer, this is good beer. If you want to know what the textbook is supposed to be when it comes to coffee beers, old school coffee beers, not cold brewed coffee beers, and balance because the chocolate's not everything. From it's you can taste beer, you can taste coffee, you can taste roast, you can taste chocolate. Not one. There's a little bit of elevation on some of those that it's not perfectly balanced, but at the same time, you're drinking a really good beer, not a chocolate bomb or a coffee bomb or whatever. It's a beer with a bunch of really nice rounded elements.
All the flavors seem to have aged. Now I don't know what this beer was like fresh, but everything seems to have like aged together
equally. It's very level. It's on the level, yo. So yeah, it's fucking delicious. Let's put it that way. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment down below and all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tap. You can check me out on those places. Massive Beers and all those fucking places. What about you?
You can find me on nepabeerreviews.squarespace.com. Also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at nepabeerreviews.
There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a beautiful chocolate coffee beer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers. Cheers.